have not had a solo episode in so long, and I am just very hyped. Like, I'm very, very excited. I am mostly hyped, if you can hear. I'm mostly hyped up on my matcha boba. It is very much so a full addiction at this point. I'm on my third one this week. It's Wednesday. So, we have a problem. I need to slow down on the boba because this is my save money year. And, yeah, the boba is not cheap. So, the matcha boba is not cheap because I have to get a large. It has to be oat milk. You know, the additions is what really makes it add up. And I have to leave a tip because I feel so guilty. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I feel so guilty if I don't leave a tip. And so, yeah, the boba addiction is getting a little out of hand, but they do know me. Like when I come in there now, and is there nothing better than like being a regular at your favorite local coffee or tea shop? I don't think so. So maybe the trade-off is worth it. I spend my whole paycheck on boba. They remember my name. Maybe it's not a equal trade-off. Anyway, hello and welcome to The Fostered. I am so happy to have you here. We have not done a solo in a minute. Like, I think this is the top of the year because I've just been having so many amazing guests on and love having guests, love chatting it up with them. But I wanted to have some time, just me and you know? And I really want to switch up these solos. I feel like the past ones have been so like, I don't want to say depressing, but not depressing, but like serious. Like they always had a really serious tone to them. But that's just not me. Like if you know me, I'm not super serious like that. I am a fun, silly, goofy girl. And honestly, through TikTok, like I've been showing my personality more on there and it's been just so fun. And I just want to show up like that in all the spaces that I'm creating, you know? So even on Instagram, as much as it's like terrifying to post on there, I have been trying to show my personality on there. I don't know. Instagram just freaks me the hell out. Like I get so anxious posting on there. I just don't want to show my personality. I think it's because it's literally everybody from like my high school, college, and I was kind of like a loner. Like now we're just getting into it. I was kind of like a loner. I didn't really have like really close friends. Like I was cool, knew a bunch of people knew me, but as far as like having those really close friendships and like people who knew me and like my personality, I don't really feel like people knew me like that. And so I'm sharing like myself online and I just am caring a lot about what they think because I feel like they've never seen this side of me before, but they've never seen any side of me before because I never showed them. And so I just need to get over it. That is just something I'm working through. That's why I love the episode with Cole so much because she was just like, I don't know if you haven't listened to last week's episode, please check it out. She is just such a badass. She was just like, I was born with this confidence. She is also a Leo. So I feel like most Leos are kind of like that. Like they just have this confidence and they just exude it. And I just wish I could be like that. And they just don't have any shame about taking up space, you know? And I feel like for Black women, like, I knew I was going to get a phone call. It's Cody. Girl, I'm literally recording my podcast and I was literally talking about to like go into talking about you.
Stop it, because
Say
I'm
hello.
watching. Oh, hey, podcast. Interrupt you recording.
No, this is good. I needed this energy. Yeah, I'm gonna call you back. What was I talking about? Oh, Leos, yeah. So I was about to bring up Cody because Cody is my bestie and she has a Leo moon. And she is just another person who I feel like is just so good about just taking up space. And like she's about to drop her EP. She's about to drop this business where she's doing crochet. And she's just doing hella cool shit. And she's just not ashamed of it, any of it, which I love and I stand and we support. And we'll definitely have to have Cody on the pod because she is a good time. But yes, I wanted to get into my favorites. I already started with the matcha boba. My next favorite, though, has been Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. I never was a Real Housewife girly like that. I don't know. I think my mom didn't really watch it. And I just feel like a lot of men in my life were like, if you watch that, like, that's like low, like that's trash TV or something. And so I just didn't watch it. But I am obsessed and hate that I missed out on it so long because it is hilarious. It is literally the funniest show I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, I've only seen some seasons of Atlanta and I've seen all of Potomac now. last season of Potomac was literally strange. Like, I don't understand why it was so strange. And I feel like that strange energy is coming into Ultimate Girls Trip. If you don't have Peacock, I highly suggest you go ahead and get Peacock for this, because it is just so good. And I feel like if you liked Potomac, you have to watch this, because it has Candace and Giselle, and it also has Portia. But those aren't even the girls I'm living for. I am living for the Salt Lake City girls, Heather and Whitney. Those girls had me cracking up, especially Heather. I feel like Heather is just a real one. I feel like we will be friends in real life. I love people who can just own it, you know? Like, she was a fangirl. She literally was reading Portia's book in bed, gassing up all the girls. She was like singing Candace's songs, and I don't know. I just really liked her. There was a part too where Heather was like to Leah, because Leah's the only sober girl on this whole trip. Heather to Leah was like, "Hey, I can't be responsible for your sober journey." Candace was about to read her and be like, "Oh, so you're an enabling ass friend? Like you're an enabler?" And she's like, "Girl, I barely got my own shit together. I cannot be responsible for anybody else." And I'm like, I mess with you because it's the self-awareness for me, babe. I love girls that can just keep it real, be real. Like, so I know not to go to you for that. Like, and Lee even said it. She was like, "Yeah, that's not who I'm about to call up for my sober journey." And yeah, I need more people being like that, being real, instead of being like, "I can hold you now, I got you," and then you enable me. Like Montez. He knows I don't like having sweets and snacks in the house, because I can't just have one little thing. I eat it all up. And lately, he just been bringing all this junk food in the house. And I'm like, bro, when did the switch happen to where we're just bringing all these snacks and these sugary treats in the house? Like, when we start doing this? So I feel like Montez is like that. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, Heather is really that girl. I really mess with Heather. She has been my favorite from watching it so far. And also, I'm just learning so much about the Mormon church through Real Housewives. I did not know how deep the Mormon church went. Like, I didn't know your name's on a roll, and for you to get off of it, you have to like consult with lawyers, and it seems like a whole thing. It seems kind of culty. I don't know. I'm happy to be educated on the Mormon church, but I just did not know all that. And I couldn't imagine like being a Christian, like getting baptized, and then having to, like, if I wanted to leave my religion, having to like do all that. It just seems very complicated, very stressful. And like, I barely can book a dentist appointment, you know? Like, so to like go through all that with the lawyers just seems very intense. So yeah, that has been one of my favorite watches lately. Succession just came back out. Season premiere was so good. I am living for Tom. Tom is that girl to me. I love Tom. Tom and Greg. It looked like they had Logan a little shook child. So we're gonna see what happens with Succession. I feel like I need to rewatch the last season though, because when the first episode came on, I was kind of like, what's going on here? So I do feel like I need to rewatch that season just to get all the way caught up, because when they were like mentioning the Pierces and all that, I just couldn't remember all that stuff. So because I just watched so much TV. And that's why I wanted to talk about on here too. If you're like, okay, this feels a little bit different, like I just want to share more of what I'm into with y'all, and I hope that you're into it too, because I watch a lot of TV. I'm chronically online, and I just want to add that element of fun in here. I just don't want it all to be so serious and about wellness all the time. That's not me. I'm not all about my wellness health journey. Though it's funny Cody called it too, because earlier I was talking to her and she was saying that I'm a Cancer, if you did not know. And she was saying cancers are always about a wellness journey. And I was really trying to think about it and thinking about all the cancers in my life. Like my boss Jessamine, she's a Cancer. She literally is a wellness yoga practitioner, you know. Has a wellness company. I for sure am a wellness girly. So I do think there is something to like cancers being in their like wellnessy healing journey bag. And I am definitely like that too, but I just want to have some fun and some levity, because I feel like this is a part of wellness as well. I've also been watching Vampire Diaries. So I was a Vampire Diaries stan in middle school and high school. And I stopped watching when Elena left, because I was a Nina Dobrev stan. And I was like, if Elena's gone, I'm gone. Like, I'm not watching anymore, babe. Like, no. And so I never finished it. And I was seeing all the girls say, like, it gets so much better when Elena leaves. And so I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just couldn't imagine watching Vampire Diaries without her, because I just loved her so much. The girls were right. Like, I didn't realize how insufferable Elena ass was. Like, Elena is so annoying. Like, she literally, like, especially in those later seasons, I can see why Nina was like, I gotta go. She probably was getting annoyed with herself playing this character. Like, once Catherine was gone, Honestly, I was so grateful for Catherine. Like, there was a point where I hated seeing Elena, but I love seeing Catherine. Like, Catherine was truly that girl. But Elena, ugh, like, I just could not stand her. She was just so annoying. And I'm like, how did I not see this as a kid? But I think I just thought Nina Dobrev was so pretty. Like, she was definitely a crush of mine. I just looked past how annoying she was. But yeah, watching it back, Elena ass is so annoying. Though I'm a huge Delana stan though. I love Damon and Elena. I love when they were getting together. But yeah, she's annoying. And I'm sorry if you haven't seen it, but now I'm pissed because I was really here for Caroline and Stefan. But now they just did a flashback to, or just did a flash forward to where Caroline is with Alaric. I'll keep y'all updated on my thoughts on this, but I'm just like, Caroline and Alaric, like, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And I just really want Caroline to be with Stefan. Like, why is she not with Stefan? That has also been a watch. And for my last favorite, I cannot stop listening to Taylor Swift's Midnight's 3 a.m. edition. Like, specifically starting at Mastermind. Like, I didn't listen to the lyrics of that the first time around. When you actually listen to Mastermind, I'm like, Taylor, she just like me for real. Like, me and Taylor are one and the same. We are two scheming ass little bitches. Like, I saw my boyfriend Montez before he saw me. I saw him at the Schoolboy Q concert. Though we have an enemies to lovers storyline, but once I knew I wanted him, like, I schemed and put all this together. Like, he thinks he chose me, but it was not that. Like, once I decided I wanted him, I put all the cards into motion. Same thing with friendships. And so when I was listening to this, I'm like, oh, Taylor, we are one in the motherfucking same. Like, we are besties. I really feel like we'd be friends in real life. And she's a Sag, and my boyfriend is a Sag. Cody's a Sag. Like, I just love a Sag. So just saying all that to say. So I started at Mastermind because I don't always have time to listen to the full album. So I started at Mastermind. And I will play Would've, Could've, Should've and Dear Reader twice. So I'll hear those. Once those come, I will go run it back to Would've, Could've, Should've and Dear Reader because I relate to Would've, Could've, Should've so much. I relate to the whole album so much. But when she says, give me back my girlhood, it was mine first. Give me back my girlhood, it was mine first. Oh my gosh. The way I screamed that in the car, like, so yeah. Midnight's 3 a.m. edition has been on repeat. I do need to figure out how to get tickets to this concert. Like, at first I was like, I'm not gonna go. But now I have to go. I have to be there. So I'm gonna try out this StubHub thing that I've been seeing the girls talk about. So it sounds so risky and I'm nervous to say it, but basically you wait till the day of, and I'm gonna test this out because I'm gonna try to see if I can do it for the concert coming up. I'm just gonna test it out. I'm not gonna buy the tickets. I'm just gonna see how the tickets just drop and see if it actually is gonna happen. But you wait till the day of. You wait till low key the first person, like the first opening act is on stage, but you're already there, babe. You're already at the stadium. Once the first opening act goes on, then you buy your tickets. They should be super low by then. So I'm gonna be on StubHub with the time because I think Arlington, Texas is the next one. So that is what I will be doing. I will keep you updated to know if it works or not for Arlington, Texas. If not, if I get too scared to do that, I'll probably just buy them like the week of or something like that. That is it for my favorites. I hope you enjoyed this new little segment. Now let's get into some life updates. So I started out this year. I did 75 hard. I made it to day 21, I want to say. Then I started over the next day, did it for 7 more days, and then I quit because I just could not put myself through it any further. I feel like it wasn't really adding to my life. It was kind of becoming more of a strain, a stressor. I was literally weighing myself every single day. And I was meeting with my health coach, and a lot of the work that I've been doing with my health coach is moving away from that weight loss heavy mindset and just figuring out what a healthy lifestyle looks like for me. But she's such a gracious coach because she'll let me go through all this stuff, and then we'll slowly bring our way back around to what we've been trying to instill in me in the first place. So she let me do this challenge. She was like, I'm not going to talk you out of it. Do it. And then I was like, I had a whole breakdown because I was literally weighing myself every day. The scale wasn't moving. And I was beating myself up because I'm like, fuck, I thought I got away from this whole weight loss shit. Like, I didn't even want to lose weight. But because the nature of this challenge, like I did it because I was trying to build discipline and really build some kind of routine for myself, because when I got back from Atlanta over the holidays, I just felt like I was all out of sorts and I just had lost any semblance of a routine. And that is why I did it, because I felt like this would get me back to that. And then somehow along the way, it became about weight loss. And I think it's because they make you do these progress pictures every day. So I feel like for me, it moved into this other thing. It really sent me back into a lot of that weight loss type behavior. So when I started noticing that with myself, it just made me not feel good and sent me down this shame spiral. And so I was like, you know what? We're just gonna stop this. Also, like, life is hard. I'm a Black woman. I'm a plus size Black woman. I don't need to be making my life any harder. And I forgot that. I was like, wait, why am I intentionally making my life hard? I work a full-time job. I do a podcast. I do content creation. I'm about to be a degree instructor. And now I want to also do this super hard ass challenge. Like, I don't need to keep making my life hard. I'm already adding on additional things. Like, let's just chill out for a second. I think too, in like that January and you're making your goals, like I had tried to do 75 hard in 2020 when it first came out. I know a lot of people who did the challenge actually may not know the founder of it, Andy Frisella. I found his challenge through Hope Scope on YouTube. She does like legging reviews. I just randomly found it. And I started it right before lockdown. And I listened to his podcast. And at that time, I was like super into like him, David Goggins, even Joe Rogan a little bit. Like I was just consuming like all these dudes who were like shitting on people. Listening to these dudes was really a way for me to like reinforce that hate I had for myself. Even Rachel Hollis, I was like really into her too. Just like all these like self-help type bros, but it don't feel like self-help. It feels like self-hate. Yeah, I would literally use them to motivate me into wanting to change myself because I hated myself so much. And I'm not in that space anymore. And since then, it's been really important for me to diversify the people that I listen to and follow, because I still have some of that hate for myself within me that I'm working on eradicating. And I'll see, like I said in the beginning, like I'll see people take up space and I'm like, that is great. I love that for you. But I don't feel like I'm worthy of doing the same, and that I still need to shrink myself and make myself a different version to be accepted or liked, and so there's still that girl in me that doesn't like the person that I am. And I think as I was going through 75 hard, that girl was starting to show up a little bit more, and I had to be like, all right, we don't have a place for this anymore, like that's not who I am now. And I send so much love to that part of myself because I just didn't know any better, And I feel like so many of us are in that same position where we just don't know that there is another way, and like we can really treat ourselves with kindness. Like that's kind of where I am now. I'm like, what if I just stopped beating myself up, stopped making myself feel like I can't have a rest day? Like even yesterday, I didn't work out, and it was actually like kind of really fucking with me that I didn't work out yesterday when I worked out so hard the day before. And it's like, you literally need rest and recovery. And so I am just really working on being gentle with myself and not putting so much extra shit on myself. I love doing this podcast. I love doing content creation, but I can't do it at the expense of my mental health. Like my mental health truly comes first. For me, it's like an unwiring of my brain. Like I can't only find myself valuable when I'm working hard, when I go to the gym, when I don't miss a day, when I do all these things that society has put on us and told us to do. I have to also find myself valuable in my rest days and when I'm sad and when it's been freaking gloomy for 3 days because we're having these atmospheric rivers. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but in the Bay, it's been like crazy weather. And so when I'm not feeling my best, I have to still know that I am valuable on those days too. And it's just hard. It's just hard to remember that because I just feel like society tells you the exact opposite. But if you are struggling with something similar, I'm here to tell you right now, you are valuable. You are valuable when you don't do anything. You are just as valuable when you do the things you say you want to do. And I feel like that's such a contradiction to the episode I put, my last solo episode, because I was all about how to get consistent. And I still align with a lot of that, but it's like your output is going to look different on literally every single day. And that's something that I didn't realize for myself. I thought I should be able to give the same % every single day. And it's like, that is not possible. That is not realistic. And sometimes your good enough is good enough. Like I saw Jackie Aina post something like where people were like giving her suggestions on, you should do this, you should do that. And it's like, she was like, don't give me any suggestions. Like, what I'm doing is what I want to do. I don't want to do any of the extra shit y'all trying to put on me. Like, I'm just trying to stay in my lane and do what makes me happy. But I feel like I'm the person putting all the extra shit on me, being like comparing my content to other people's content, or comparing myself to people at work. And I'm like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's like, no, you actually don't. That's actually been something that's been coming up for me a lot at work, because I just keep saying yes, yes, yes to everything. And like, I'm at capacity. Like, I feel so stretched. And it's like, maybe I just need to start saying no. That is just something I need to just learn, I think, in life, period. Like, no is so powerful and so sacred. And I'm actually in a good position where the people in my life honor my no. Like, I'm sure if I spoke about work and said, I actually can't do this, it will be so well received and so respected, and they will probably really love that. But I still have trouble around voicing that, you know? Like my girl Taylor said, it's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. Like, she ate with that. She truly did. Because that is the truth. Like, in most situations, I'm the problem. But that's the great thing. When you're the problem, guess what? You're also the solution, babe. So I'm going to end this with another another Taylor lyric. This is me trying. This is me trying. At least I'm trying, you know? I have to make the title of this some Taylor Swift lyric, because the amount of Taylor references is actually insane. But yeah, this is me trying to not be so hard on myself. This is me trying to lead with kindness instead of guilt and shame and ridicule and hate. But sometimes, and let me know if y'all feel like this too. So now I don't follow the gym bros as much. Now I follow more people who lead from like a body neutral space. And then I see them shame people that I used to follow, or like Gwyneth Paltrow, for example. Like, when Gwyneth Paltrow posted about that fucking bone broth, like the amount of people that were ragging on her and telling her how ugly she looked and just all of this. And it's like, I don't want to be coming from that space either. Like, I don't like the idea of bullying someone or just talking shit about someone, because I'm like, you never know what kind of journey they're on. And yes, Gwyneth Paltrow has a huge platform and she should definitely be responsible. And so I see these same people. It's just the other end of the spectrum, where these people are like hating on fat people, or they're leading with hate. And then now these people, they're hating on the wellnessy people. I feel like I'm explaining this terribly. It just feels like it's hate on both sides. And I'm like, where is the people in like the neutral space? And I feel like I'm finding that, like Lauren, who will be on the podcast, I feel like she's in a good neutral space. And Justin Mentu, I'm trying to find more neutral people, because I didn't like the hate that I was seeing that Gwyneth Paltrow got for her bone broth. I do think she needed to be held responsible, but I just don't like when women are attacked for their looks. I don't think that's okay, because it doesn't feel like that's leading with kindness, you know? I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. I feel like I'm not articulating myself very well. The matcha is not doing what the matcha needs to do right now. If y'all know some people too that I should follow that are in a good neutral space, please send them my way, because I want to follow more of the folks that help me not hate myself as much. Oh, Chrissy King is another one. I just got her book, and I feel like she also is like in a nice neutral space, like not really ragging or hating on anyone. More so just leading with kindness and being like, hey, yo, Gwyneth, what you said was fucked up. But like, I feel like we can say something. I feel like we can say that someone did something messed up without having to shame them. That's what I don't like. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't like the shame associated with it, and have empathy. I feel like was just missing on both sides of this spectrum, of this wellnessy spectrum. There's just no empathy. I just feel like we need to have a lot more empathy, a lot more compassion with each other, because these issues are so complex and nuanced, and I'm sure even what I'm saying is going to piss the people off, and that's okay. But like, you have not lived in my body, you have not had my experiences. Of course, you feel the way you feel, and I'm happy to have people disagree with me. Like, I don't want everybody to agree with me. I am just trying to share my experiences, and if you like them, I'm happy to have you here. If you don't like them, I'm happy you came to listen. Don't leave me a bad review though. Unless you want to, I don't care. I'm trying to think, do I have any other life updates? Oh, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I'll be a Legree instructor starting next week, Monday. I teach, if you're in the Bay, I teach Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. And I teach Thursdays, 4:30 and 5:30. Yeah, I think that's it. So if you're in the Bay, check out Bold Studios in Walnut Creek and Berkeley, because that's where I'll be. And I'm so excited. I know I've been very open with my journey with y'all and wanting to be an instructor. I mean, we had Mojo on the podcast, like the studio that I'm teaching at. She used to teach at, and so she was a huge inspiration for me. And I just love Bold in general because their staff is so diverse. Like, and even in the training that I did, all the new girls hired, I think there was only 2 white girls, and the rest of us were women of color. And so I am just so obsessed with the diversity that Bold leads with, and just providing this opportunity. I got a couple questions of people asking, like, how did I become an instructor? Bold said they were hiring. I had already reached out before them posting that they were hiring for their new studio. But yeah, Bold said they were hiring, and then I applied and did their training. And then I had to teach 4 community classes. And so if you're also interested in being an instructor, I would find a studio in your area, see if they're hiring, or just reach out and see when their next training is. A lot of studios will tell you when their next training is. I hope that helps. All right, and with that, that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this, my ramblings. But I feel like this was fun. Like, I had a lot of fun. I don't know if you did too. Please let me know what you're listening to or watching right now. Let me know if you're also on a Taylor Swift chokehold, because girl, same. I wanted to talk about the Jonathan Majors thing, but I don't even think I'm ready yet, so we'll just table that for the next solo. If you enjoyed this, please rate it 5 stars. I would really appreciate it. And leave a review. You had a good time chatting with me and you feel like someone else might have a good time, share the podcast with them, girl. Like, we're trying to grow. Please share that thing. We have some exciting guests coming up. We have Lauren Lavelle, like I already said, and we have Divine Filio of POV You're My Therapist. Those are the 2 episodes coming up soon. Very excited about those. Yeah, until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Love y'all.